to charge immediately. Here comes a grab, but it is too late. And as overtime expires, hey, it's going to be the Titans taking this map. Coolmat managed to last a little bit longer than everybody else, and Boink is still there. Another shatter from Bumper. He's just got it all the time. The charge takes Arhan out again, and they can't get back to the payload. The lead taken by the Titans. What a set of plays by Bumper.
Why are the Outlaws playing 3-3 into the Titans? They look so good when they play their own game. You can't fall into this trap.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's easy to be confident, but it's rough, man, sometimes. We'll see what they can do in map 3, or 4, rather.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. A lot of times, trying to attack both point A and B on Hanamura can feel like beating your head against a brick wall if the opposing team is entrenched. So the Chengdu Hunters Elsa decided to use Symmetra's teleporter against the Paris Eternal on both points, allowing for an easy flank on both, leading to a full capture.
Shadow missing Elsa is charged up and ready to rumble. He's doing so much damage right now, and with the teleporter he's using it just to reposition himself. Oh my god, this guy!
Wow. What an end to that round from the Vancouver Titans. Pumper with the 5-man Earth Shatter, then building another one in like 20 seconds or less. Finishing off that map. There he is. Man of the hour right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, he played great, but the Outlaws, you really have to feel after such a strong defense that they sort of gave that map away. And I don't know what it's going to take for teams to start realizing that it is better to play your own style than to be worse at the meta strats. Chengdu, if anything, has shown us the power in doing that. And Houston Outlaws here, just a total failure to do what has been working for them in this series. And now they have to play on Rialto. And Rialto, the top 2 times in Overwatch League history, are both held by the Vancouver Titans on this map. This is one of their best maps. It's a map that almost demands that you play 3-3 on it.
Yeah. It is, which is the opposite of what the Houston Outlaws want to run into, I think.
And the reason that is because there are so many corners in this map. There's so many as we're looking at these corners, these right angle corners, which means that you can avoid a lot of spam damage by just playing behind the corner and using that to get your Reinhardt barrier back up. It's so hard to play anything but 3-3 here.
Yeah, and you can see the Vancouver Titans just on that Reinhardt 3-3. They know they're good at it. Coolmat looking for an early shot with that Widowmaker before he swaps over. Gonna find it. Gets a little bit of damage onto Summon-Su. Forces out the shield early before he goes back and goes to the Diva. And it's gonna be Raka swapping over to the Ana, actually, too.
Mirror compositions now, not too surprising.
Yep.
As the Houston Outlaws will start their attack now.
That's right. Raucous has had a pretty good day, honestly, on the Ana as well. And they're going to need to have the best day if they're going to tie up this series here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just immensely difficult.
Yeah.
But the Houston Outlaws have already shown a lot of fight in them, just not in the 3-3 mirror.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, sleep dart onto Sominsu. All right. All right, anti-heal actually onto Sominsu. Sleep dart onto Janu. My bad there. Hawksall finishes off Boink with the whip shot. Houston already short-handed. They got to try to retreat here. But Titans are just going to chase them down. Letting them go at the end. Good start for the Titans, and Hawksall already has his rally. Raucous with the nano boost. So maybe they can make something out of this here. Twilight doesn't have his yet. Oh, sleep dart onto Muma. Sleep dart onto Bumper as well. Both Ryans taking a nap. There's a nano boost. He's going. Oh, he hits the wall. He missed the charge. I believe he might have got booped a little bit there, too.
He got booped. That was such a clutch play.
Booped by Slime into the wall. Bumper gets a nano boost as well. Both Reinhardt swinging away. It's going to be the grab now for Houston. Sominsu down. Bumper waiting forward as he gets taken out. So it will be Houston Outlaws winning that one in the end. Bumper and Sominsu both dying with ultimates up.
Yeah, but now they're able to press forward here.
Yeah,
Vancouver Titans trying not to get staggered, and they will succeed in that. So waiting for an opportunity to get another fight in here before the payload reaches the end of A.
Gonna send in the self-destruct as well. Grab used by the Titans, and they can't keep Muma and Boink alive on the Outlaws side. So close to taking A, but the Titans are going to hold for a little while longer.
I mean, it was a good idea for Cool Matt, I think, to throw out the self-destruct right there to prevent them from crossing the bridge. But at the same time, when you see that, Sominsu with the instant grab reaction, knowing that he can shoot that long-range grab successfully, also managed to get a really nice biotic grenade in there. And this is how fast the Titans are able to react to you. It's just ridiculous. Like, they already know your options coming in. So they're mentally prepared for that self-destruct, and they have an answer to it in their minds already.
Yeah. Well, that's what every Zari wants to see, right? As soon as that self-destruct gets used, you're like, well, no defense matrix at all now. This grab is definitely not getting eaten. Houston Outlaws trying to push forward. They've got a good amount of ultimates. It's going to be the rally from the Titans as they push. Dante uses that grab. They need this to be a good one. Sound barrier from Titans. Try to stay alive. No kills out of that grab. Houston on the retreat already. Having to give some space, but now Muma comes in. Hawksall finishes him, but Muma had enough. He was out for blood.
I love those shots of Bumper where you see him getting charged by a Reinhardt one direction, and then immediately afterwards, it's always Bumper reverse charging the Reinhardt in the other direction back into his team.
He's like Thanos, man. He believes in exact symmetry. It needs to be parody. He eliminates half the players on the map, so it's enemy team.
That's right. None of his own players, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why would he do that?
Yeah. Sometimes he gets people killed.
That is true. He's trying. He's not
last
the
fight,
Thanos,
though. I mean, this is it for the Outlaws. Like, they need to push through this, and Sominsu just sitting there with the grab. No energy, though, so not a lot of damage.
The grab. He does trap the Outlaws, though. There's the sound barrier. There's the charge from Bumper, isolating Muma a little bit. The healing, not quite there. Didn't get it with the Ampy heal. They do heal him in the end, though. But Bumper, another shatter, locked and loaded, waiting for a chance to use it. There it is. Both Ryan's shatter simultaneously. People knocked down, but Janu gets Raucous with the self-destruct movement down as well. And even though Kumak got that kill onto Twilight, it is all Vancouver Titans here on point A, partying the self-destruct, because this round is over. Goodbye, Boink, and the Houston Outlaws getting denied before they take A.
What is it going to take for teams to play their own style, Noah? It's very hard on Rialto, but up until this point in time, there were a lot of winnable options here for the Houston Outlaws. Vancouver Titans, though, they're forcing them to play their game. You needed to win 2 maps before Rialto hit if you were the Outlaws. That hasn't happened, and now it's a point A hold. And Vancouver Titans don't have very far to go.
Absolutely agree. I think if you're looking forward again, and we said this before the match too, you know, you still need to be excited about this Houston Outlaws teams. When they were playing their own style, they looked really good. I think there's a lot of great individual performances from the Outlaws today, but you just cannot play 3-3 against the Titans. It does not work.
Yeah, and I think the map maps were a bit rough here for the Outlaws, at least this final one. You know, you probably think that if they have Junkertown, they can put Linkser back in, then you might have a decent shot.
Let's take a look at the end of that map as well.
The perfectly symmetrical
That's right.
Earthshatter violence that occurred.
Thanos tanks, man.
That's just hilarious to watch. But
Yeah.
Janu, not stunned, is able to get the self-destruct, so there's no follow-up.
Oh, that was clutch because there were more people, I think, knocked down by Muma than by Bumper in that situation.
Yeah, that was really good positioning from Janu because
kind of bailed him out there.
he was on the flank already.
Yeah. And now the Titans only need to push it nearly to the end of A to win this series. 3-1. Let's see what they can do. Oxall looking for a couple shots on this Widowmaker. Yeah, again, just kind of scoping out the comp. Why not try to take a shot while you're doing it? Or the Brigida again, though. He's had a good day on that hero.
Houston Outlaws, they have yet to win
Taking that
Rialto in the Overwatch League, and to be their third loss on this map if things go as we expect. This is the time, though.
I mean,
one chance to turn their fortunes around.
all Titans need to do is like win one fight, basically. Bumper really low, though. He got anti-healed. Nice
job.
biotic grenade by Raucus. Again, like, if we could pick an MVP from both teams, Raucus would definitely be my MVP from the Outlaws today.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's had a strong showing, and part of that is probably the Ana being back in the mix, which has, for years now, been his best hero.
So on the Titans, Twilight close to that Transcendence.
Nano Boost already here on the side of the Houston Outlaws.
He's been building him really fast.
It's on
Right,
Muma.
Nano Boost on Muma right away. Twilight responds with the Transcendence to defend the damage, but he's going to get taken for a ride. Muma takes him on the fight, but can't quite get the kill. The Transcendence lasts through the charge. Dante, though, finishes him off. It is a 6v5 in favor of Houston. Arhan popped the rally there, too, just to give Houston a little bit of
saved him
extra
from the charge
durability.
as well.
Yeah.
Bumper caught him, but they didn't get enough damage in, while the heals coming in from the side of the Houston Outlaws. Muma now ready to use this Earth Shatter and grabs up for both teams. Boink, though, no sound barrier right now. Twilight had to use the trance to survive the Nano Boost.
Yeah, that's right. Both teams have Grav and Shatter available. Should be getting the sound barriers pretty soon. That's a rally for Titans to give them extra armor. Dante down! They got him in the Grav and finished him off. Cool Matt popped out of his mech as well, and I agree with you, Monty. I think that is going to be about it. Houston's got a lot of ultimates, but not a lot of people alive to use them.
I'll see if they can come back in time. They're going to have to use some ultras to get to the point, but they've got 5. Here we go.
Got a chance. Nano Boost onto Muma. Muma, is he going to get a good shatter? Ooh, can't quite land.
He's got 2 stuns, but there's still a sound barrier up.
That's right. Cool Matt, self-destruct. They're going to live through it. Trying to keep pushing forward here. Twilight with yet another Transcendence, and that's a 4-man self-destruct from Janu to finish this one. That is it. It is over. Titans take it 3-1.
And it was a better showing than we might have expected from the Houston Outlaws. And
I agree.
even though the Titans win, the Houston Outlaws coming into this stage and saying, they put up a decent fight here, and they are, I think, going to be a much improved team.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And yeah, you lost to the Titans, whatever. They're still looking really good, I think, in the rest of stage 2 going forward. And, yet again, we have to see another situation where the Titans stay undefeated.
And we have to go back. Is this going to be another 7-0 stage for the Titans? Looking increasingly likely.
I'm always ready to be surprised, but they have looked so good so far. Bumper and Twilight both having such a standout day.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Twilight has just been amazing, I think, this stage. The Ana switch is suiting him very well. He's been making so many huge plays on that hero.
Yeah, that was a fun series to watch, too. Not the result that the Houston fans were looking for, but again, I really do think you have to look at this as a positive thing overall with what we saw from the Outlaws. But for now, we have Danny standing by with Janu to give us some thoughts on that match.
Thank you very much, Monty and Doa. What is up, everybody? I am here with Janu from Vancouver Titans. Amazing job, as always. Another great victory for the Titans. Now, Janu, although you guys did win today, I feel like the Houston Outlaws put up an amazing fight against you guys. In your opinion, what do you think the Houston Outlaws did well today? And also, how did you guys overcome that to actually win the match? 자, 오늘 또 뭐 당연히 타이튼즈가 이겼지만 승리를 하셨지만 아무래도 좀 휴스턴 팀도 굉장히 좋은 경기를 보여줬던 것 같아요. 짠 선수가 생각하실 때 휴스턴이 잘한 점이 있다면 뭘 잘했는지 또 그거를 또 이제 어떻게 극복을 하셨는지 한 말씀 듣고 싶습니다.
일단 휴스턴은 확실히 이제 딜러 3개를 이용해서 저희를 이제 완벽하게 파괴를 해서 제처를 잘 한 것 같아서 그것 때문에 일단 1라운드에서는 확실하게 진 것 같아요. 그거는 확실히 휴스턴이 확실히 잘했고 나머지 이제 맵에서는 저희가 3-3 대전을 했는데 거기에서는 저희가 좀 더 우위에 섰다고 생각해서 그래서 이긴 것 같아요.
Alright, as for the first map, I feel like I have to give it to the Houston Outlaws for playing really great on the 3 DPS comp. We were really thrown off by it, but after that it was usually goats or 3-3 composition fights, and we had the upper hand in all the other 3 maps, so that's how we won. Amazing. I also totally agree with that, and also, you know, John, you're known as one of the greatest divas in Overwatch League, and there are a lot of great diva mains in the Overwatch League. What sets you apart? 자, 짠 선수 이제 뭐 리그에서 굉장한 좀 쟁쟁한 디바를 하시는 이제 선수들이 많은데 짠 선수가 좀 다른 점이 있다면 이런 디바 여기 있는 오버워치 리그에 있는 디바 선수들과 좀 다르다는 이게 좀 다르다 하는 게 있다면
뭐 딱히 그냥 비슷비슷하지만 저는 이제 저희 팀이 공격적이기 때문에 이제 공격적인 거에 맞춰서 이제 변수나 그런 거를 좀 차단하는 용도 그러니까 공격적이니까 그만큼 제가 좀 더 수비를 맞춰주는 것 같아요.
It's usually about the same, but as for the Vancouver Titans, our teams, we play very offensively. So as a diva main, I'm kind of in the back lane, also protecting, and I'm putting up that defense for an offensive team. Alrighty, thank you so much, Jano. Give it up for Jano one more time, everybody. Monty and Dua, back to you guys.
Thank you, Danny. Great job securing the microphone for the interview as well, not giving it up. I hope somebody out there is kind of keeping track of Danny's like microphone win rate, like how often he keeps it, how often he gives it over the player.
I mean, he got boomed at the start of this stage.
He did.
So
You know, it was a rough start, but I think he's really gotten it together.
He's come back.
The microphone skills have been much tighter. Good job, Danny. Let's take a look at our player of the match, brought to you by Omen by HP. It is the one, the only Bumper. That's right. Great play on Eichenwald, finishing things up on Rialto as well. But look at this. 5-man Earthshatter. Or maybe no, that's not the one I was thinking of. But either way, some amazing play from this guy today. Built a second one in like 2 seconds.
He got one
There
per
we
fight
go.
in the last 3 fights. Like, watch his percentage as we see it start to tick up, because he's going to get like 60% from this fight.
Yeah. Hopefully you just swing it through the grab, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it works. So, Bumper, doing a ton. Look at that. 21 Earthshatter stuns in that
5
series.
deaths.
Only 5 deaths? That's amazing, actually.
Yeah.
It's not often where you see Reinhardt get more charge kills than deaths in a series.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
He had a good day. What do you say about Bumper?
He did. He did have a good day, and I think the Titans are always going to have a good day when they get to play 3-3 into their opponents 3-3.
Maybe.
A win for them.
I wonder if there's something teams could learn about this, Noah.
I don't know. We'll worry about it next time. Guys, Dallas Fuel playing for the first time in Stage 2 coming up next against the Toronto Defiant. Should be a great series. Stick around for that one. We'll catch you after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey man, what's up?
You need anything for today?
Nah man, I think I'm set. Big day today, man? Yeah, huge. Let's play some Overwatch.
Agilities is going to be up here to punch somebody in the face as soon as they poke up.
That's why Doofus is so good, is because these tanks try to hold this perch, and you can just knock them off. Gotta finish that kill. He does just that. AKM out of it. Get out of here, Diva. The adults are talking. AKM res back up.
Yeah, we will get the res. So now, the problem is here, Dallas, they need to still maintain some kind of a presence on this payload.
Yeah, you should be getting some free push around the bend while your tanks are in decent position up top. Yeah, Seagull will take down.
Seagull can go down there because he can boost right back up onto the roof again if he's needed. So right now it's just about getting that progress on the payload. Every meter, look at how they nearly got it down already, Dallas Fuel. 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Agility's getting in position here to get a snipe. And he's going to go in with his main tank as well. Surely that's going to be Unco dead. Immediately, Harry Hook as well. Harry Hook was right on the edge of Valkyrie as well. But then a couple of kills here for Dallas Fuel. Los Angeles Valiant have got a whole lot longer to run.
Not over yet. Mickey and OG take down a couple more. It is Space and Kareev alive. Seagull still posturing about, but with no healing sources aside from that payload, it is time to give up the push. OG tried to sneak another meter in there or so. They will be evicted. A little over 3 minutes left to push a very small distance.
Yeah, one clean fight here, holding on to their ults. Costa and Kareev have already got their ults online. Unko nearly has the trance. He was the first to die. And Mickey's got the rally. That's probably what they're waiting for here. Everybody gather. Everybody get the armor. OG, you too. Come on. And now we all get in and look for the monster fight. They can't say the same though, Valiant. They're a bit squishy.
And for side up as well. So now they know where everybody is. Soon is still a while away from that. Valiant just cannot die with ults up. They've got support ultimates. Valkyrie comes out first.
Oh, buddy. The trance at the nick of time can keep them alive here. Agility's looking like he's going to get overwhelmed by the Harry Hook Battle Mercy. And yep, sure enough, Harry Hook going to gun him down. Mickey with the stun on Space as well. 3 guys waiting in the corner here for Valiant, trying to hang in there, trying to put up the fight, trying to stagger for as long as possible. Fate goes primal, but he's getting focused down so ruthlessly here with the Discord Orb. He just soaks damage, the stun, and that's it. They will succeed. Dallas Fuel with the win, 3-1 over Los Angeles Valiant.
They get to play spoiler to the Valiant's perfect stage. And they technically keep their stage hopes alive. The Fuel have grown so much in this stage for the future. Burning bright, burning blue for Dallas.
Mickey getting a ride across as well. Except that I think it was Mickey doing a lot of the carrying today. Excellent performance from Mickey today on the Brigida. Costa, bit of a sore spot soon as well. A lot riding on a lot of history between both of these teams, both of these players. But that is a well-deserved victory there for the Dallas Fuel.
And I were gone for maybe about 15 minutes, and now we're here. Outlaws putting up a very good fight, playing the non-3-3 at the start, getting that map win against the Titans. They did look very good, but now it's time to jump in for our next series. Dallas Fuel going to be making their Stage 2 debut as they get ready to go up against the Toronto Defiant. Of course, now, DPS very much going to be on the backs of AKM and Zachareee, much kind of how it was, but now officially stepping away, going to be a streamer for the organization. So as far as the DPS is concerned, it's going to be on these 2 guys right here because they also lost RTK to Boston in a trade.
That's right. So that puts a lot of pressure on AKM if they are going to be playing any Sombra, because he's kind of been the Sombra exclusive outside of RCK. And Zachareee, of course, we've seen already, he's a very strong Widowmaker player when he has the opportunity. AKM, no stranger to this either. So let's see how Dallas Fuel evolves in this meta, because they haven't shown us any games. This is going to be the first match of the stage, because they do have, of course, that Homestead coming up, so that's where most of the matches are kind of condensed. Same with Houston. They both have their first match. They have a lot of extra prep time. They have a very good coaching staff. They have a lot of time to develop new strategies, so excited to see how they fare here in Stage 2.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of time to get prepared for this one. Unfortunately for the Fuel, just barely missing out on playoffs. But they're going up against the Toronto Defiant today, which has had a bit of a rough start to Stage 2, given, after the retirement of Stellar.
Certainly true, and, we've seen Yakpung have tough times, especially when he's on non-Orisa heroes, when he's on the Rhine, when he's on the Winston. He's often getting caught and killed. He's playing a little bit too aggressively. The team just simply isn't able to back him up and support him oftentimes, despite Neko playing a lot of Ana. Missing the Shatter here. Everyone remembers this one from the match against the Fusion earlier this week, just on Thursday. So, I think a lot of people here are looking to, despite Toronto having the better record, Dallas be the favorites, because they've had so much prep time, and the Toronto Defiant just don't look very strong so far this stage.
Well, maybe they've leveled up their performance, but they're going to have to really compete, given, again, just the amount of time that Dallas have had to prepare for this matchup here today. So let's go ahead and bring in our first team. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the Dallas Fuel.
Here they are coming out to the stage. And it does, feel very different to not have effect on this roster. And AKM and Zachareee are really going to have to step up to take the place. You mentioned earlier, in fact, I hadn't seen that much play this season. But I'm talking more about long-term for this squad. They've got to build a good foundation. They've got to build, that success here early because, we're getting closer and closer to the halfway mark here in this season. Of course, Note debuting here as well from Boston. Big shoes to fill in RCK. Let's see if he can do it.
All right, well, let's see if they can as we bring out their opponents. I'll be sure not to botch it this time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Toronto Defiant.
Defiant coming off of that tough loss. Some nerve issues, I think, throughout the beginning of the season, a little bit this week as well. And, they've thrust this new rookie player, I'm 37, into the limelight. He's one of the new superstars. He's one of the ones that the fans have latched onto. And that's a lot of pressure for a player who doesn't have that much stage experience just yet. He played mostly online in his lead up to the Overwatch League. It will start again here with the absence of Stellar. And we'll have to, look at this team and how they perform today to reshape the focal point for the squad because after such a great start to the season, they have kind of petered off a little bit. The success isn't there like many expected it to be, and most people thought that the series against Philly was going to be a lot closer.
Yeah, suffering that loss, 1-3, but still in good spirits, as you can see right here. I'm 37, still looking jolly up on stage. So we'll see what kind of performance he can have today. No, especially if we see the Widowmaker coming up from I'm 37. This is going to be the guy pushing forward with OG to try to shut that down.
Yeah, Note, let's see how he performs. He is top 6 at the moment in terms of eliminations, just 75 behind Fate. So, the guy is, and this is all time, by the way, so including last season, the guy is known to be one of the best divas at tracking down and killing backline supports, harassing the front line, taking out those Widowmaker players, as you were kind of alluding to. But the question for Note is, and the big potential weak point here is it inability, or at least he hasn't shown us, the Sombra, right? So when your diva player is normally the one that flexes over to Sombra, then you've got to swap, Zachareee or AKM to play into Sombra, then you're losing a diva player in that regard. So this kind of musical chairs of, who's good at which hero can be an issue for the Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, well, another one that we're going to be getting to look at is going to be AKM versus Ivy on that Zarya. In all likelihood, we will be seeing this throughout this series at different points. And Ivy, again, really slow start. First match especially, really rough for him. And a lot of people were criticizing his plays as Zarya, but he has absolutely climbed the standings since then.
Yeah, in terms of final blows, that is number 2. So, pretty insane stat for a rookie player coming into this season.
I'll take a look at the map set presented by Toyota. We'll be starting things off on Oasis, a map pretty friendly to some of those triple DPS compositions. Then we'll move into Paris, Kings Row, and then round things out perhaps on Rialto, unless this one goes the distance. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump into the first round of Oasis here on Garden.
Looks like the Fuel are interested in trying to take control at this point with the Bastion composition. Oh, as I say that, Caster Curse. Zachareee going to swap over. Not going to be what we saw from the Spark just yesterday. Instead, it's going to be Sombra Pharah with the Wrecking Ball, and Note will flex to the Tracer here. So, triple DPS, very powerful. But if the Defiant control the point first, they have better healing, they have better lasting power, and the Fuel are going to slowly, run out of steam if they can't control the point first. So this is very risky, but it could pay off.
Yeah, OG just playing forward here into the staircase. Trying to get a bit of damage in, build up for those mines. Slow building as AKM just hovers above, looking for that boop off, but not going to be able to find it onto either the tank members. But the hack comes in on the Envy, and he's going to get popped out of that Mac and likely taken down very swiftly thereafter. Just going to be pistoling away, trying to get back in, but AKM gets a nice direct shot there onto Yakpung. Cuts down the Winston, the pile driver will get rid of that baby diva. And that is the first lockdown of the point going the way of the Dallas Fuel.
We were talking about, with Note not being able to necessarily flex over the Sombra, it's going to be Zachareee and AKM will have to fill this role. Zachareee targets consistently Envy to prevent him both from, well, first of all, when you target Envy, that means that he doesn't get to mitigate the rocket damage from AKM, so that's massive. You can easily demech him. But you also get a ton of EMP charge because, in these situations, you get a hack on the diva. It's basically an ult battery. Zachareee sits at 70% of said EMP, and that's how you can hold this point. So it's a 1-2 punch.
Yep, looking for the boop again. Not going to be able to find any knockoffs. OG still going to be playing for the barrage, going to be coming through. D-Matrix is there for a little bit. OG's going to get picked up by Yakpung, actually. It's not really going the way the Dallas would have liked that to happen. Just a little bit too late with that EMP from Zachareee to have it ready to roll out. AKM's going to be taken down. So can just hold on to these ultimates. Note's going to get popped out of the Mac. Valkyrie was used by Unko, but not going to be the costliest use of an ultimate here. So there's going to be a little bit of delays coming through from OG. Actually using the minefield as he drops back in here. And Closer's going to get resident. So it seems like Dallas Fuel want to be strapped in for the fight in the long term.
They have to swap heroes, so they might as well use everything they've got here to delay and get control percentage. And that's why we see these ultimates getting tossed down. The one they want to keep is the EMP they didn't use. But ult meter, the only one of the 6 that you could see for Zachareee, is a symbol of what they could have had. If the EMP went off with the barrage, maybe they win that fight. Maybe they're able to go up to 99. It doesn't happen that way. But perhaps, in an ideal world, Zachareee with just one EMP could flip this back. That would almost guarantee a map win here. It's all about Roki's sound barrier. Can he hide? Can he get that off? Because that's the best counter to what's going to come through, because they're down on ults across the board otherwise.
Yep, I'm37 coming in from behind, taking Zachareee dangerously low. Now he's got to jump all the way back over towards the spawn, which means that I'm37 is going to be using his EMP. Sound barrier comes in from closer, so he himself staying safe. OG takes a little bit of damage on the reapproach, but otherwise going to stay alive. EMP thrown down. Yakpung, I'm37 both hacked out, both taken down. Roki does get the sound barrier off, but he doesn't catch those crucial members that are now out of the fight. And that means that this is going to go the way of Dallas Fuel very quickly as they clean up this mess, and they go ahead and get ready to get that flip coming through.
With 3 Sombra players they had, RCK being the most memorable, Dallas Fuel has such a good experience with dealing with enemy Sombras and also using their own Sombra. They waited, they were patient. Zachareee made the right call there, not to EMP first, but to EMP when they had a positional advantage, because as you said, Roki couldn't hit everyone even though he was out of range to be hitting the EMP. He found the way to cut this team in half, and Dallas has just got such a good amount of experience playing with these Sombra players, and even though RCK is gone, Zachareee is going to hold the torch here and hold it very well.
Yeah, I mean, 60-70% already for this next EMP, so we'll have this one very rapidly. AKM as well with the Graviton Surge looking pretty darn good. Nanobu's going to be thrown in. Primal reaches out from Yakpung, but now he's going to be hacked, so cannot jump around. The EMP coming through. Catches 4 members on the side of the Toronto Defiant. Doesn't get the healers, but Roki is still going to get popped. They just don't have the ultimates in time to try to sustain through this fight. Sound barrier coming down, not fast enough to save Note's life, but he's got the self-destruct to go ahead and make it back into the mech, which he will do successfully. Bomb up into the air. Desperation from Envy, just trying to close this one out, trying to turn something around for his squad, but the grab comes in from AKM, and they follow up onto the Baby Diva. Now, Transcendence is in from Neko, just keeping the rest of the team topped up, and OG will actually fall. So maybe a fighting chance for the Toronto Defiant to try to turn this one around. And with a kick on to Zachareee, things start looking more realistic for them to maintain control.
Really good plays by the support players on the side of the Defiant. Ivy in particular here getting the right heals and maintaining damage so they could get the AoE heals to outlast the Dallas Fuel there, and that is exactly what they did. I'm 37 on the Tracer for the moment, just to get back on the point. He's going to rush home and swap back, away from this. He might actually have to flex to Zarya in this case, which is not what his role is. That's Ivy's role. But they're going to have to swap because there's no way to change things up at this point. You don't want to lose that rally.
Yeah, have to stay in. Another Nano going to be thrown down by Unko. OG pushing forward, just trying to build up for that Primal Rage. Jakpung going to get slapped, taken down. AKM finding that kill. Now OG playing up into the face of I'm37, but he's going to be building up energy. He's got the shields out from the sound barrier, so OG has to rejoin in with the rest of the squad. He's going to be zapping away, looking to take down Ivy, but the Riley is rolling. The armor still going through, so he will be able to stay alive. Transcendence forced out from Neko. AKM 10% away from that grab, building it up now. Is going to have it online. Goes ahead, slaps that one down right on the ground, and the kills will follow. Sound barrier in for good measure for the Dallas Fuel as they look to close out this round. The bomb from Envy goes out, but it's not going to catch anyone. 99-99. The flip will come through. Dallas Fuel, they're the ones walking away with a win.
It's the DPS players as well. AKM and Zachareee, we've talked about how when Effect's gone, they're going to have to really solidify their positions as the core players for this roster, as well as because RCK is gone now, they have to step up for Sombra as well. And Zachareee certainly did that. Dallas Fuel again showcased their experience with these Sombra compositions, playing against one at the same time. In that last fight, knowing that I'm37 would have to swap to Zarya, they come in, they force the trance out early. I'm37 gets isolated. They know he's coming back from spawn. Just really quick decisions from the Dallas Fuel, taking those advantages and flipping the last fight there, knowing the ult advantages they had. But look at this. Interestingly enough, we're still going to see I'm37 on the Zarya here. It's Ivy on Brigitte. So perhaps a role swap here. And it is normally, not necessarily the projectile player who plays the Zarya. So this is in tune with Korean Zarya play, but still a little bit odd here to see a complete role shift against a tough opponent like the Fuel.
Yep, just going to be pushing AKM back over into the spawn room, get that Zarya coming through. They see that there's not going to be any kind of Pharah or Sombra from the Toronto Defiant. Having that range a lot less important. Cap getting ready to roll through. Dallas Fuel could just let this one go for free, but they will advance over onto the point. Keep it contested for now. Yakpung dropping back in. Dallas Fuel continuing to advance. Working kind of as a phalanx, constantly pushing forward as a unit. Trying to gain some additional ground here. Zachareee going low. They have to peel off the point for a moment, just trying to get him topped back up. Bionades out on both sides. Stop up both teams for a moment. The cap is initially there for Toronto.
Bubble management much better for AKM here. He is crushing this Zarya matchup.
Yep, surging forward as far as the ult charge is concerned as well. 80% to 62 at the moment. Rallies are out. Ivy hitting the ground. Both he and Zachareee going to be getting that shield bash off at the same time. The sleep dart comes in, and Zacharee's going to be able to follow up for the kill. Opening things for the side of the Dallas Fuels. OG is going to be swinging away. A madman with this primal rage. Grab now going to be coming down, offering up a lot of damage. Is this Winston? They'll clean up those kills. The point flip looking pretty darn likely here as Envy gets knocked out of the mech. Just have to get rid of Yakpung, which they will.
This is a similar situation to Prophet in the previous series that you and I cast, where you have the Ana pocket, so it's easier to get that better bubble management. It's easier to surge ahead in ult charge and in Zarya energy, but still, you can feel the experience of AKM Zarya versus I'm37. Everyone's played Zarya on the ladder. Support players have played Zarya on the ladder, but playing it in a pro match as a rookie player, something completely different. See if he can make this grab work. He's going to have to do so in order to turn this around. There's no trance on the side of the fuel with the Ana composition.
Yeah, the ult's definitely the one thing that Toronto really do have going for them. Sound barrier is going to be out from Roki. Now, grab coming in. Sound barrier a little bit too late to try to keep Zachareee alive, and Note's going to get popped out of the back by that self-destruct from Envy. So things looking very good, very surgical at the moment for the Toronto Defiant on this reapproach. Flip's still not coming through yet, so delay tactics in full force for the side of the Dallas Fuel. Primal Rage going to be used. AKM now with another grab, ready to roll. Toronto Defiant might not actually be able to make this one work. Envy's just going to be going off the side for the reset, so Dallas Fuel actually will maintain control.
Incredible. You know, the thing is, too, with this Gambit that the Fuel have taken, if it doesn't work, you still delayed, you still got a lead, and then you could swap Unko back onto the Zenyatta. But because it worked, he's going to stick with the Ana. They still have the grab advantage. There's no trance on the other side. So this is a really good place for the Fuel. It was a risky choice, but they executed it well. Now we see the flanking Zarya.
Yep, grab just going to be coming in right from behind, catches the front line. Yakpung popping the Primal Rage just to try to survive. Haven't been able to get him nor Envy. Will be swept off screen. The rally's out from Ivy as they try to work their way over onto the point. Still no picks to be found for either side. Not many ultimates to speak of. I'm37 getting closer to a grab of his own. There's not going to be a sound barrier available for the Fuel to try to mitigate that one. Zachareee going to get clipped by a Bionade. I'm37 is trying to find Note, sees him up on that high ground. Does he find an opportunity for the grab? Yes, he does. Throws that one in. They're looking to take down AKM. The Bionade comes through. Zachareee and the Zarya both going to be eliminated. OG manages to find I'm37. Can they actually hold on again? Note's going to get popped out. OG does hold on to the Primal Rage, but now that they're at 99%, Toronto's only got 39. I think they just let the flip come through.
Yeah, they certainly do. Either Unko had it on cooldown or he didn't, or it was absorbed by Envy, but his Bio Grenade did not help his team during the grab. That was their one hope. That was their one chance to outlast it. He used the Nano Boost. Didn't work. He's not going to swap over, interestingly, here to the Zenyatta, because that would be one way you could just try to deal with I'm37's next grab, knowing he just used it in the previous fight. But he thinks it's going to be better to allow AKM to be the, quote-unquote, carry Zarya here, give him that extra healing, have the Bio Grenades for heal denies on the other side, sleeps for the enemy Winston. It's a good choice. They need to flip this, though.
Yep, 65% built up. Yakpung nearly with a Primal online. OG going to be using his. On the sleep, going to be coming in. The bomb, however, from Note does manage to find Neko, and Envy's not going to be able to get anything. Sound barrier is going to be coming through from both sides. AKM slapping down the grab.
It's absorbed.
Sleep again here. Onto a Yakpung here with the Primal Rage. As you say, the grab taken away. Good read there by Envy. Has been one of our better divas for denying away Graviton surges, but might not be enough to still maintain control. The flip getting ready to come through as Toronto Defiant approach 99% again. Zoned off the point, the flip comes in, they make it to 92. Dallas Fuel, can they keep them zoned off? Roki going to be taken down, Neko under fire. Now Ivy going to be eliminated as well. And it seems like it's just going to be a matter of time. The grab comes in from I-37. He gets just so many members on the side of the Fuel, but there's no one there to follow up for the kills. Bomb comes in a little bit late. OG will be taken down. But as Dallas Fuel maintaining control and cleaning up the kills.
Numbers advantage is going to win them this map. There's no way that the Defiant can come back. They tag, they try as they might, but there's no way to turn it. And, Very solid play overall by Unko on the Ana. Didn't get that big fire grenade in the previous fight, but kept everybody healed up. You see AKM leading the charge in Zarya damage. Right now, he's about 4,000 ahead. His bubble manager's better. He's got play of the game. What more can you ask for?
Very good stuff for the Fuel. Defiant keeping it pretty close. We'll see if they can get a win when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dallas Fuel able to pick up the first map win there on Oasis. Kind of with a 2-0, but Toronto Defiant certainly putting up a fight, taking them to 99% in the first round and getting pretty darn close there. But speaking of close to home for the Dallas Fuel as they get ready to go on their homestand weekend at the end of April. So make sure you guys tune in for that because we are going on the road.
That's right. Begins on Saturday. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Central Time. Nice lead here for the Fuel, who will be going home soon. For the Defiant, we've seen this swap now of Ivy and I'm37 on these roles. Traditionally, for Korean teams, it has always been the projectile player who goes to Brigida. Think of players like Haksal, Prophet, etc. Prophet then later swapped over Birdring. It's usually the hit scan who goes to Zarya, AKM, for example. But in this case, they've completely swapped roles, and as we head into Paris, I wonder if that will continue, because even though I'm37 may end up being the better Zarya, he doesn't have as much experience as Ivy, who's been playing it throughout an entire stage and an additional week of play. So, in the short term, I don't think it's going to necessarily be good in this series. In the long term, if you really want to make a permanent change, as you're now is saying, this is my new Zarya player, it's I'm37, then maybe that I like it more. But we'll see how this all pans out as we get further into the series, right? Because, I don't want to get too caught up in this, but it is significant of note that for the first time, Ivy is not playing Zarya after playing it all season.
Well, will be the Winston Orisa lineup here for the Dallas Fuel. Not going to be having any Diva. So note going to be on that as they set up the bunker with Zachareee over on the Bastion. Toronto Defiant, they push forward, they spot this out, and Ivy's going to be shown as his Genji. Try to get up in the face of that Bastion and nail that deflection.
This is a signature hero from Ivy. We'll see if he can get in there and get the deflection, either that or get the dash resets. Either way, he's going to have to build a Dragon Blade if he can't get the kills off the initial first fights, and that's going to be their next best bet. Very risky to run this with the Sombra, too. There's not a great pairing between the two. You know, EMP can pair into a Dragon Blade, but it's not always the best combo that you can get. It's a little bit tougher to pull off than some of the other ones like EMP Barrage.
Well, for now, the Rockets just going to be flying as AKM tries to get his Barrage online. There's splash damage, does make that a little bit more difficult. Push forward, Ivy straight in behind Zachareee. But Yakpung has already been taken down, and Ivy's got a sliver of HP. Will now get cleaned up.
There is no way to mitigate this amount of Bastion damage onto a Winston with the comp they're running. They don't have a Zarya. You know, Envy could defense matrix this, but I mean, are you really going to get that? I doubt it, as we see staggers coming through. Neko can solo heal you with left clicks, but that's not enough healing, not quickly enough. There's no Brig, there's no Zarya bubbles, and so leaps in like this from Yakpung aren't going to be successful against not only a Bastion, but a Bastion that has an Orisa shield, that has disruption in the Pharah, as well as immortality field. So it's really going to have to be on Ivy and I'm37 to build ults during these pushes. It's not going to be Yakpung who carries, but if this fails too many times, then suddenly Dallas feel massive ult advantage, and it looks like an unbreakable point. You can't swap to Zarya sub 130 and hope to have a successful push.
Neko just trying to keep everybody topped up. The Nano going to be thrown down on a Yakpung, I do believe it. And Zachareee going to be taken down by I'm37. The barrage comes in. Ivy will be eliminated, but AKM unable to find any follow-up and gets slept. Mortality field keeps him alive for a little bit longer as OG juggles Neko in the corner. Manages to find that kill, but he himself falling lower and lower. Trying to get the kill there onto Yakpung as the Rockets continue to fly. So AKM does stay in the fight, but now the EMP comes in from I'm37. He catches 4 members, and OG's going to be taken down.
It's a huge hack there. This might actually be what gives the fight the advantage. They're going to have a blade here to clean up too. I just don't think Fuel can hold this anymore.
Yeah.
Immortality field's not going to be enough.
Dash up into the air. Ivy managing to find the kill. That's going to be the Amp Matrix coming through, but not the best line of sight for Closer to try to find any kills. Zachareee swaps over onto the Tracer. Will rejoin, but they'll just delay for a little bit longer as the cap comes through. So 5 minutes, 26 seconds on the clock for Toronto.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not entirely sure if the res was up when Zachareee died there, but even if they tried to res him, I don't think he would have been able to last in that position. I think swapping to the Tracer was the better move. But now the Defiant have this weird comp to attack B with, and the Fuel are actually going to match DPSs. They don't have time to swap right now as the Blade comes through.
Yep, Blade going to be drawn out. The hack instantly coming down, but Unko's still going to get sliced and diced. OG follows up. Bit of vengeance, gets rid of that Genji. Can they win the greater fight? So far, it seems like the answer is going to be yes, because I'm37 and Roki both get taken down, and Zachareee is just using Envy like a battery for this Pulse Bomb. We'll go ahead and charge that one up.
We might just swap, though. We might just see Zarya swaps across the board. That is going to be the case. As much as everyone loves watching Genji versus Tracer, like the olden days, this Pulse Bomb isn't worth the potential rally charge lost by trying to utilize it in the defense. And we'll see, you know, the Ana v Ana matchup continue here. But in terms of the attack for Defiant, they've still got a decent time bank. They're even in terms of Zarya once we do see AKM swap. But this is how you can really get ahead as this first EMP. We talk about it all the time. Massive opportunity here. No support.
Not really spy checking that much. 4 people going to get caught. Yakpung heal denied as well. And that will just be a very clean take on the fight. AKM dashes his way back. We'll swap straight over onto the Zarya.
So let's talk about AKM on the Sombra versus Note. If that were Note, in this fight, AKM builds 20-30% of a grav and it ends up being massively ahead. In this case, sure, they get a lot of time bank bought, but I'm37 actually still leads grav charge. That's one of the reasons why you see the D.Va player swap to the Sombra. In this case, that's not how Fuel operates with RCK being gone, but it is something we have to talk about. That's one of the trade-offs that no one's really discussing right now, is that I'm37 still maintains ult lead because there was no Zarya. You don't get that free half of a grav or 30% of a grav in the EMP fight.
Could usurp the ult charge here, though. Good AKM if he gets positioned well for this next fight. As Toronto Defiant starts advancing. Already getting closer and closer. He just keeps lobbing these right clicks in. Sleep Dart from Unko, not really going to find anything. Threw that one straight into the pillar. See if he can nail the next one, though. That's going to be the Primal Rage coming in from OG. AKM going to be the recipient of this Nano. Has about 60 energy. Hasn't really been able to find too many targets. Now the sound barrier is going to be coming through. That's going to chew up a lot of this damage that he's outputting, but he keeps getting closer and closer to that grab. And as I say that, Envy going to be shutting him down. The bomb comes in, gets a double pick. And Notes isn't going to find anything. The pin comes through, they'll pop him straight back out. Now they're entrenched onto the point. The first tick already rolling for Toronto.
Roki with a really nice sound barrier there. They're going to delay this. This is going to go a little bit lower with OG and AKM rejoining. There is a world where they could get a kill, but
trying to stabilize here. It'd be so damn impressive if they could do it, but OG's been taken down. Zachareee locked up in the grav. Easy pickings for the side of the Toronto Defiant. Yakpung's got another shatter ready to roll for anyone who wants to try to approach the point. AKM nearly with that grab online, but can't even get onto the corner in time. So Toronto Defiant will be able to finish Paris with time in the bank.
Big plays from Roki. Nice control of, a new role here for IM37 on the Zarya. They have the later nano boost. They have the rally from Ivy. They're able to get a B capture very quickly, given their weak start on A.
Well, 2:21 the time to beat. Let's see if Fuel can do it when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Toronto Defiant able to find a successful push there on to point B of Paris. Finished with 2:21 in the bank. And Roki, especially his sound barrier there right at the end, helping them get across that finish line.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the first thing that happens in that chaotic fight that helps them survive through that push by Dallas. Then they get the later nano boost, because AKM's the nano onto AKM was supposed to cut through all the members of the Defiant, and then it's just all over from there, but it doesn't happen because the barrier is so well timed. We watched AKM's perspective in that fight, and you could see that he was just unable to really find the damage required. You could see the angle here where he's then stunned, and the bomb catches him, and that was a setup there from Ivy. But just generally speaking, the biggest frustration, even if the bomb doesn't come out, is like, how can I find value of this nano? It doesn't work. The Defiant knew that this is a one fight. They're going to commit the explosion here because this is how they get the time bank they were looking for. For Dallas, we'll see what they run here. Very real possibility they do stick with this Pharah.
We'll have to see. At least want to do a bit of scouting to get through IM37 on the Widow and Ivy with the Junkrat.
If it's a bunker comp, this is exactly what you want, but it's not the typical bunker comp. It's the Junkrat Orisa variation, so I think we'll see a bit of a swap here because you can crush this with traditional 3-3, and you, especially if you hit a bio grenade, can do a lot to break it. Looks like instead they just want to put Note back on the Diva. They're going to run the Hog combo, and they also want to get, I think they're going to keep Zachareee on this Hanzo because he's going to be the one who needs to break this with the Dragon Strike. So very complicated what the Fuel are doing, but it's pretty meta against this style of play.
Double Sniper's still going to have the hook coming through, as well as that extra barrier to try and mitigate this damage coming through from Ivy. Not to mention just deny headshots from IM37. Zachareee taking some shots, trying to find a target, unable to do so.
You're putting pressure on all angles, so it's very difficult for Orisa to keep her barrier in the right spot.
Close hook right there from Unco, not going to find the connection though, and AKM going to be taken down. He's over onto the Widow here. Rez will come back through from closer, and Yakpung way too far up. Just going to be taken down. Now AKM gets a double kill. Neko and Ivy both going to get cut down. Ivy now popped, Envy rather, now popped out of the back. And that's just going to be point 8 going the way of Dallas Fuel, setting themselves up nicely for a massive time bank.
Nice call by Closer to get the res on AKM. We're going to take a look at how he pops off once he does get healed. But as you can see, res comes through. He knows he has positional advantage. The Defiant, count him out because they know they've killed him.
Oh.
But you can't count out the res. He gets in here at a great angle. Good decision making from the Fuel. And now they're going to look to try to make something happen here with the second push, keeping this comp because they know the Defiant have the rip tire. That's going to be their kind of defensive condition here. Then after that, maybe the Dragon Strike closes it all out. They have such a big time bank, they can experiment with this comp with at least one more attack. Then they can swap to 3-3. Here's the rip tire positioning.
Trying to be sneaky. These peg legs make a lot of noise, though.
Certainly do.
Just waiting below for the tire to come through. Oh, OG here on the low ground, pushes up the top. That's going to be AKM taken down, and OG will be finished off as Ivy gets out of the animation. I paid for this one. The D-Matrix helping to keep him alive for a bit longer. Can they kill off the Junkrat? No, they cannot. He stays in it.
I know, everyone always likes to tease me for, giving the backstory on these players, but Ivy was known to be one of the fastest rip tire building junks in Korea, and that's the whole thing about Junkrat is if you can get the rip tire, you can get a kill. If you get one kill, then that's worth it. If you don't die, then you come in, you get a second kill, he gets the trap there, it all stacks up. And then now you could swap, and you're matching ults. Still a massive time bank for the Fuel, but you feel great about that first hold. They wanted the tire, they didn't swap. The Fuel are the same. And now that we've all reset, it's slight advantage to the Defiant in terms of ults, but I mean, Note's kind of matching now, so we're basically going back to ground zero here.
Yep. All right, back to the beginning. 450 for Dallas Fuel, not able to gain anything yet as they continue to push forward. AKM holding up that energy, looking to beam some people down. Echo takes a couple hits. Bomb's going to be thrown out by Note, looking for a pick, but not able to find it. The shields come up, but Yakpung gets zoned way off the point and nearly gets eliminated. Bomb out from Envy as well. Not going to be able to find anything. Toronto Defiant, though, still just trying to maintain control, but Yakpung, he just keeps getting taken lower and lower, and OG finally is able to scoop up that kill. Now up into the air, Envy trying to stay in the mech, but AKM constantly trying to find an angle to get that beam on him to take him out. Hasn't been able to do it yet. Now Shatter going to be coming through. I'm 37 knocked through the ground, but the Transcendence is there from Neko to try to keep him alive. But now it expires, and the grab comes through from AKM. So they just clean up the kills. Yakpung returns, manages to find OG. That's about as good as it gets as the first tick starts coming through, and that should just be the cap.
Really nice zone off of Envy, putting him out of his mech, getting the good grab. Neko's Trance, ineffective. And despite a weak first push there with the rip tire shutting them down, they knew they had a time bank to swap, and it's basically the first push after that that gets them the capture. They are nearly 2 minutes the leader in time bank.
Yep, 401 to 221, so things looking good for Dallas, but this is 2CP. Anything can happen. We'll see what does happen when we come back for OT. Here we go. Dallas Fuel going to be kicking things off on the defense as they have the better time bank. It seems like it's going to be a bit of the same. Zachareee moves back over onto the Bastion.
Yeah. Neko has been running a lot of Roadhog on this map and others as kind of the pick potential we talk about all the time where you get a single kill. Looks like he wants to run this here again on the attack. Well, actually, they changed their minds at the last moment. It will be, once again, the Genji attack with Sombra and the Widow potential here as well. The question is, can they get that kill on the Zachareee again? Last time they were able to make it happen.
Yeah, at least for the Scout. Now trading things up a bit. They want that defense matrix from Envy to be able to mitigate the damage out of the Bastion.
Yeah, I like this setup a lot more. Because remember last time it was impossible to protect Yakpung when he was diving in. This time they at least have this DM to get in there. Ivy's just going to wait for the rest of his squad because he wants to build charge and he wants to have his deflect well timed.
Ivy is going to be taking some right clicks, trying to get some damage here onto OG and farm up.
Yeah, so far so good.
Decent angle, yeah. Gives him about a third of a blade. Playing this one out patiently, a minute and a half remaining. They jump forward, Yakpung trying to stay out of line of sight here, but the rest of the squad going to be taken down. Ivy and Roki both eliminated. Now Envy is out of the mech. He can't get out of the room.
Yeah, you could hear those clangs for just a moment. That was the deflect coming through from Ivy. Unfortunately, just a little bit too late there to get the last damage in to finish off Zachareee. Close, but not enough. We saw IM37 commit in, look for the hack, but they're just not quite able to break him out of his turret mode here to put him into recon. We're going to see once again the somber flank with the nano is ready, but it's risky to use it on Genji here because he doesn't have the blade yet.
Well, Nano going to be thrown down onto Yakpung as he jumps forward right up into the face of the enemies. And Matrix comes through, but look at that ult charge here from Yakpung surging forward at 45 HP. He doesn't use the primal.
Doesn't use it. And there's an argument as to why he wouldn't, because it didn't look like it was going to necessarily win them the fight. Could save it for a more realistic fight next, because if he uses it there and it doesn't work, then they probably lose the point and potentially the map. Now they can come in with multiple ultimates. The nano is not to kill the point, it's to get you the primal. Whether you use the primal or not is based on the situation, and in this situation he decides to hold it. Wants the EMP blade, primal, all of that. But there's a tank up, you know. We're looking at disruption from OG as well to hurt Ivy on the attack. There's a lot of great ways for the field to shut this down. And when we put the supercharger down, Zachareee is going to do a ton of damage. It's all about how much value this blade gets.
Well, that is going to be the configuration tank coming through. OG popping the primal rage. Ivy just waiting for an opportunity to use the Dragon Blade. Zachareee falling lower and lower, pushes over to the side, tries to get that self-healing rolling through. They will be able to finish him off. Ivy finds the kill. Now the blade's going to be coming down. He instantly gets chunked to 80 HP, tries to get the rocket deflection inside against AKM, will get taken down to the Envy. AKM himself will not last. Envy with a pilot pistol comes up with the kill and makes it back into the mech where he still has a self-destruct ready to roll. Now Unko going to be gone. The immortality field not going to last. The tank's not going to last either. And that will be an OT cap here on A for Toronto Defiant.
Razor thin kill there by Ivy onto Zachareee, and they're able to get this point done. The primal disrupted the configuration tank. He got into an uncomfortable position. The kills came through. Now the Defiant have to run a risky comp to try to double cap.
They're still changing things up.
Yep, they're going to swap IM37 onto McCree. They want to deal with OG's Winston. If they can burst down the Winston, then this is a winnable push for sure, because they know their opponents don't have ults. They have support ults to win the longer fight, even against the spawns. But M37 has to get a kill, and that's his plan, is to kill OG on the Winston. Here he comes.
Nano plus Fan the Hammer does a heck of a lot of damage here. Heal and I going to be coming through, though. Sound barrier will come out from Roki to keep them alive. They work their way over onto the point. Flashbang out, not going to be able to find anything. OG still dangerously low, and Note's been taken out of the mech by M37. Fan the Hammer just to try to clear the bubble. They'll be able to do so. First hit going to be snagged here by the Toronto Defiant. Now Note is taken down, can't get him back in.
A remake rather.
Through OG, just trying to stay in the corner, but he is completely locked out and has to leap back over to the rest of his squad as he tries to build up the primal.
Huge burst on the bubble!
Envy manages to find the kill, and Closer's going to be taken down. Flashbang in, the headshots there. I'm37. Manages to find the kills, and that will be the cap in OT again.
Say what you will about this rookie. You know, a lot of people are saying he's a superstar already. A lot of people are arguing with that, that idea, that concept that even though he's only played a few games, he's that good because he's had some shaky moments on the Widow. He's had some pop-off moments. Say what you will, but in this push, he swapped over to the McCree. He said, rely on me, I'm going to make this happen. He came in, hit some incredible headshots, even on, Zarya on the ground. Incredible aim there. The Diva Bomb comes out, and he makes the call to fan the hammer into the barrier to break it so the explosion gets the kill. And under heavy threat and under defense matrix in his face from Note, he still survives and plays it well. The map is not over. Toronto did not have an advantage, but they stay alive. They keep the hope alive with a crazy 30-second McCree push off the back of IM37.
Well, 4 minutes. 1 second on the clock for the Dallas Fuel. Have to get both points just to force the next round of OT rounds to come through. Toronto Defiant, let's see what they're piecing together for their defense. Seems like bunker, not quite their style here.
Yeah, well, when you have to hold really long, sometimes the best way is to have Dallas Fuel expect that you're bunkering. They run up, they have to swap composition after scouting. You bleed through some of that time bank. You've got a Zarya ult lead. These are the ways that you can really eat through the clock. As soon as Dallas see this, they're probably going to swap it up a little bit. Yep, back it off. Yep, change it up. You've already bought, 20 seconds of time. And if ACAM goes to Zarya, you're already ahead, albeit very slightly. But you have the positional advantage as well,
3%.
So I like this choice a lot, given that you know, the attacker is going to have to swap things up a little bit.
All right. Seems like they've finally settled down on what they want to run. Just about getting their way over onto the point. OG, aggressive leap forward, but Yakpung playing into the back. Look at his charge, 55%. Getting a lot more out of his positioning here. Dallas Fuel still making their way over. Exiting the police station, getting over to the side of the point. Going to try to get set up inside here and welcome the Toronto Defiant to come towards them on the point. OG again playing forward. Take Ivy dangerously low, can't quite get the kill onto him, nor Yakpung as he gets sunned up. Getting halfway to a tick, sleep here on AKM. Big Bionade comes through, catches 3 members on the side of the fuel.
Can't capitalize though.
Can't get the kills. As you say, Riley's going to be out. Zachareee armoring up everybody. Primal Rage comes through from Yakpung and Unko goes down. Grab's likely to be up from either side as NB gets booted off the back end of the point. Nice right click there from Closer. Maybe that could be the difference maker. Grab comes through. They lock up Yakpung. He gets melted down. AKM able to find the kill, but I'm37 answers back. Kills off his opponent in the Zarya. And now he's going to be looking for OG. Doesn't have too much healing, but again, another person is getting knocked out.
It's a lot of tools used, though, especially the grab. And in moments like this, you know, this is where you feel like a genius if you're the one who decided on the Defiant to run 3-3 because you matched the grabs, you won the first fight, and now we reset again. Both Zaryas start at 0. OG used his Primal. The defending Winston's going to build Primal faster, and now you've already gotten half of the time bank gone. You feel amazing as Defiant here.
Push their way back over onto the point. The Nano Boost nearly here. Yakpung getting chunked again. Nano thrown down. OG feeling free to push forward here into the side room. Yakpung's got a sliver of HP. Bionade finally going to be expiring. They can top him back up. And OG rapidly ascends to that Primal Rage. 2 ticks going to be sacked nearly for free. Boot off the back. Ivy tries to tag back in. OG will be able to cut him down. Now looking for a bit more. Oxroki way out of the fight. Neko's going to be taking a nap. And Envy, he's going to be sent back into the river as well. And Roki will be finished off. Bionade's coming out from Unko left and right. This helps him take this fight. Now bumped up just shy of 2 minutes. Dallas Fuel have to get the cap.
Tank line here, very good for OG and AKM. Who says the defending Winston has to get the charge first? He gets it first. He gets the knockoffs. Now they have this grab coming up here in the fight.
It's coming through. Rally's going to be out. Zachareee leading the charge. Grabs online. I'm37 getting so low. Culture goes forward. Finds a melee hit. Eliminates him. Now 3 members gone. The bomb is out from Note. He'll get rid of Roki. That could just be it. Envy cannot get the remake. Neko is all on his lonesome. They have so many ultimates right now due to the Toronto Defiant, but they have to tag the point, and they just cannot. 1 minute and 17 seconds. Dallas Fuel take B.
Dallas Fuel very much ahead here. See if they can close this one out. They had the advantage, the 2-minute advantage. They keep it up with the overtime take for the Defiant. Nice plays by the tank line. Really big step-ups here for the Fuel in AKM and Zachareee as well.
Fantastically done. Let's see if they can close this out or if Toronto can get the hold when we come back. And here we go. One taking a breather, getting set. 1 minute and 17 seconds for the Dallas Fuel to try to get this tick on A to take the map. Otherwise, Toronto Defiant going to be looking to force out a draw.
This is a pretty incredible feeling for the Fuel too, though, because even if you do draw here, you still head into the next map in the lead, right?
Yeah, you're at match point.
For the Defiant, you don't feel good about this either way, but you've got to try it for the draw. You've got to keep your, the score as best as you can. They are going to run the bunker here for the first time. I'm37 on this Bastion, and the idea is once again to trip the Fuel up, have them scout, come back, and you've already gotten this down to a minute on the clock. Building a tank is unrealistic, but you really just hope that you can shut this down where the Fuel did not get any ults. If you can prevent them from getting ults, you can hold this, you can draw this map.
Just trying to displace them here with the concussive blast. A couple good rockets in, but not going to be enough to get a kill. I'm37, they're almost picked off. Unko trying to snipe him there. Zacharee's on the back of the point, threatening the cap. Picks it up a bit, and all of Toronto Defiant has to shift to the side. Immortality Field already going to be used and taken away by AKM. Unko, however, going to get picked off. Rocket's looking pretty good, though. Boop off the back, and Neko, he's sent in for a dip. Great blast there by AKM. Is that going to be enough? It's looking like it, as Roki is also eliminated, and Ivy is sniped out of the sky by Note with the Hanzo. Rocket still pushing forward. Barrage online. The barrier doesn't stand a chance, nor does AKM in this situation. OG just trying to stay alive, but Note is there to scoop up the pieces. Gets rid of him. Yakpung not even going to make it into the water with his life intact. They will just go ahead and assassinate him in midair. And Dallas Fuel, not much time to work with, but they get the job done. They move up 2-0 in the set.
Impressive stuff by AKM on the Pharah. You know, he didn't need any ultimates. They didn't need any combos to finish it off. This was done without the Dragon Strike. This was done, you know, really without a Valkyrie. This was just AKM getting the shots he needed, getting the angle he needed. The concussive blast, the disruption was great.
Fantastically done. Well, we got halftime coming up, so stay tuned on the rest of the set after that.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
Get in there.
Dallas is trying to start the stage off 2-0. So far, they're looking pretty good. So far, up 2-0 at the half over the Toronto Defiant. Welcome back, everybody. Malik here in the Blizzard Arena, joined at halftime by Sideshow and Zoe. Guys, the story of this match so far, most definitely, has to be Note. He's been looking great so far in his debut on the Dallas Fuel.
Absolutely, and I'm super happy to see that, because we were wondering if Dallas didn't make a quote unquote mistake. RCK, lots of flexibility, can play that Sombra, and Note we've really only seen on Diva. But he's coming here and he's playing a big variety of different heroes, including the Diva, and the team is looking good, because whenever Note, even though Note can't play that Sombra, they still have Zachareee who can pick it up, AKM who can pick it up. So overall, the hero pools of the rest of the team is actually pretty big, so it doesn't really matter if he can't play it.
Yeah, I think this was a great trade, honestly, for the Dallas Fuel. It should make them a lot better. Their tank line of OG and Note is actually pretty fierce, honestly. That's a nasty tank line to go up against. And even though, you know, we all thought coming into this, Note would only play the Diva, so what's he gonna look like? I mean, here he is on Orisa, and he has been playing a really good Orisa. So what I love about this is that it shows a clear difference in the coaching style. It's like Boston are very set on like picking a style and perfecting it, which would have Note on Diva. But Dallas are just like, let's play him on everything. Let's try different things.
Start him on Hanzo.
Exactly. I mean, he played Hanzo, he played a bit of Tracer. He actually did okay on the Hanzo. His Tracer was a bit lackluster, honestly. The Orisa looked okay. So I'm excited because everybody thinks of Note as a Diva 1 trick because his Diva was so good and that's all that Boston required him to play. But now we're getting to see him flex around a bit.
Yeah.
Right. Now, on the side of the Toronto Defiant, they're in trouble. They might possibly go on another game skid. So how do they prevent that? How do they prevent losing this game and getting back in against the Dallas field? Because they look like the field looks like they're synergizing around Note pretty well.
Yeah, I think Dallas look like they're actually playing pretty well. This is the first time that we've seen them in Stage 2, and they look like they're playing to a reasonable level.
Yeah.
I think Toronto Defiant have to support Yakpung a bit more. I mean, again, we keep harping on about this thing, but he looks like he's going for plays that they're not able to support him on, and the team is having difficulty working around him. I like the way that they're integrating Ivy in on the Genji and stuff like that, but something fundamental with their tank line is going wrong.
Yeah, I think it's kind of they're not committing to the plays they're initiating. So they go for something, but they're not actually following through. It's always like just half a thought they're having. So I don't know if that goes down to communication they're having, or if it's just an overall game plan which is lackluster, which I technically don't want to believe because I really believe in the coaching staff from the Toronto Defiant. I think there are some insane big brains right there in the dugout who should be sorting those guys out. So I don't really want to like pinpoint it on a game plan, but actual execution.
Right, being confident in those picks and those shot calls that you decide to make. Well, we'll see if Toronto is able to do that, but that's going to do it for halftime. But before we go, we're starting to see some more Mercy in Stage 2, and we all know she can be a huge difference maker. So we talked to Harry Hook from the Dallas field about the most common mistakes most Mercy players make and how to improve your game at home. This is Game Set, sponsored by Omen by HP.
Harry Hook leading the charge.
Hold on to your hats, this one's about to get spicy.
My name is Jonathan Tejeda Rua. My nickname in the game is Harry Hook, and I play for Dallas Fuel. I think a good Mercy player makes a difference. Whatever you're gonna do is important to the team. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you my settings. It's pretty simple, it's pretty basic, but I pretty much have everything on low, except texture quality. I play with 800 DPI and obviously 8 cents. We have here our crosshair, so I pretty much have the color in green. The opacity, obviously you always do it in 100. Online opacity, also do it in 100. I'll let health bars on. My melee, I don't like to remove my hand from the WASD, so I use my wheel up. Beam sensitivity. In my case, I have 90. Guardian Agent sensitivity. This is personal preference, I do it because it helps me to do it faster. Many of the Mercy players I've seen, they commit a very big mistake when they revive someone, right? When Mercy revives, they revive in front of the target, which is a very huge mistake because you can use the wall. Also, you can ask for Saya bubbles, you can ask for Wisdom bubble. The most important thing you have to remember is look for your safety. As a Mercy player, the best movement you can actually have and practice is the super jump. You can use a ground target to jump higher. What you do is really simple. You press Ctrl Shift at the same time and you can slide down. And then when you're close to the target, like here you press space. Let me show you guys. Simple. Yeah, it's actually not simple, you have to practice, but you know, that's why I'm here. Another thing you can do is like the pony jump. It kinda helps you out to, you know, to hide fast, like for example, this, you know, then you hide, stuff like that. For example, let's say they do a Zachareee ultimate and then you are like right into the middle and then you do this, right? Save. So you do it like this, press Shift, space, and W. Shift, space, W. It's important to keep moving because it's really hard to shoot you when you're flying. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Game Set. I hope I helped you guys with the Mercy play today.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dallas Fuel currently leading the series 2-0. Toronto Defiant looking pretty competitive at times. They had to force a draw there with a minute and 17 seconds in the time bank for Fuel in double overtime, but they could not pull it off. So now they find themselves at match point regardless.
Yeah, I mean, the series is closer than the 2-0 scoreline would have you think if you hadn't been watching the games, but it feels like there's just this 20% missing for the Defiant. And when you look at IM37 today in this match, he's playing the Zarya over, Ivy, who's been the Zarya player up until this match. So it was a swap we saw earlier in the series because of the spawn room changes, but then they stuck with him and they've been playing it for several maps now. But when you take a look at him versus AKM, by the way, this is within a minute of play time, 5k ahead in damage is AKM, 10% higher average energy, 8 more than double the Graviton Surge kills here, and a third of the deaths. You can see the experience that AKM has over IM37. Perhaps if it were Ivy, it would be a closer matchup. But, this is probably something that is not just for today, but it's something long-term planned is to transition Ivy away from the Zarya and keep IM37 in that role to keep it consistent with that kind of hit scan on the Zarya, projectile on the Brigitte rule.
Yeah. Well, we will have a substitution, though. Aid will be subbing in for Roki. So changing things up a bit here are the Toronto Defiant, a bit of experimentation going through, it would seem, with this series.
Yeah, could be a specific strategy. We're heading to King's Row for our next map. And remember, Aid has been known for playing Moira most of the time over some of the other supports that you could play, namely the Lucio, in the main support role. But he will, at least for the start of things here, start with the Lucio. We might see him run Moira on the attack, for example. I don't think Roki has been underperforming. In fact, some of his sound barriers have saved Defiant in a lot of near-loss fights. So, interesting to see the Aid substitution here. I think there's probably going to be something more to it than just the coaching staff thinks that Roki's underperforming. We'll find out.
Well, Dallas Fuel getting ready to go on the attack. AKM showing us the Widow for a moment, but seems like he's not even going to be entertaining it, even for just a pot shot off the bat to try to find a pick. So we'll just be straight onto the Zarya here. IM37, of course, still going to be rocking that pick for them. Now, okay, maybe some changes. No, actually, shifting the Zarya now with AKM moving to
This is, again, one of those weaknesses of not having your Diva player unable to play Sombra well, because now you're going to have a lackluster Diva, or Zarya compared to AKM.
Compared to AKM, let's see how he stacks up against IM37, who has looked a bit unpolished in this series. Might still be enough for them to get across the finish line, and taking a lot of damage from AKM here at the moment. And Ivy up into the front, going lower and lower, gets that Zarya bubble at the crucial moment to try to stay alive, and IM37 cannot survive. No, will be able to take him down, follows up for a double onto Neko. And Toronto Defiant basically have to surrender A.
You make a good point about the matchup with IM37 also being in that kind of similar position where he's not a veteran on the Zarya in Overwatch League, being so true here. And we saw Ivy, that moment where he was at the front, you saw him nearly get picked off there by AKM. He's playing at the front with Brigitte oftentimes almost as if he is the Zarya. He can, bubble himself. He's got the barrier, he's got the bash, but, it does feel like there's some growing pains here to be had as
oh,
get
boy.
caught. That's massive. That almost never happens.
That is huge.
Yeah, that's going to be, a really nice push here. He's also not around for, building sound barrier charge, which he's going to need for not probably this EMP, but the next one, since he's been dead so long. He's not even close to the sound barrier that's required here.
Yeah. It's been a very rough start to King's Row here for Toronto Defiant. Talking about how close the first two maps really were given the scoreline. Now it's upset a little bit now. So already the EMP going to be coming through. Everybody going to be disappearing. AKM just making them vanish with the help of the rest of his squad. Audience participation, I guess you could call it. Envy, he's got a sliver of HP. Now it's gone.
Yep. And now AKM is just going to look to track down these respawns, harass the back line. Probably see the hack come in onto Envy. He hasn't respawned yet, though. So there's a possibility just hex Yakpung or something like that.
Try to wait for Neko as well.
Yep, there's a way to get a kill here with that.
Pretty close. Power pack does come through. Now the rally's going to be out. Yakpung already getting chunked as he tries to approach. And you think about it, Dallas Fuel really haven't had to invest any ults whatsoever up until this point other than that EMP. Envy's already going to get popped out of the back. The Shatter going to be coming down. Grab stacked in. So a lot of ults going to be used there, but they get another team wipe, and they are absolutely crushing. 5:25 for the final stretch of King's Row.
No doubts about Note Zarya play so far, I have to say. Right clicks coming in there to help target down Envy. We're going to take a look at this fight again. And, the key in this fight, the setup here, is going to be, look, you get into an angle to where the Shatter can't be blocked. At the same time, D.Va is D-Mech. That's the target for Note and everyone else who has range damage. So you get both the Shatter and the grab and a quick play there. And the Fuel just steamrolling this push right now. The Toronto Defiant, yes, as the UI is pointing out, have the ult advantage. They have that Zarya ult. The EMP can shut it all down.
Pushing up around the corner, the grab does come through from I'm37. Pin out the back, trying to find Note. The bomb will help secure the kill. OG as well, going to be taken down. AKM does deny a remech from Envy. But outside of that, Dallas Fuel will be held at bay for the moment.
And I don't think they mind it either, because they have 4.5 minutes. And now they can set up for a big fight here with the EMP. Unfortunately for them, though, it's the, what they want to do is EMP to get the support ults, and then grab when there's no support ult. So it's a two-step process.
EMP going to be coming out, catches 4 members or so there from the side of the Toronto Defiant. Yakpung does not stand a chance. Echo unable to keep him alive with that Transcendence.
Too far forward.
Shatter going to be coming in. That's going to catch 2. Sound Barrier comes through from 8, but Envy still falling so low and will get popped out of that mech. Ivy trying to keep sustained, but Zacharee's just right up in the front, swinging away like a madman to help take him down.
They can't save Yakpung. He's too far forward. They get 1 support ult with the EMP. They get the 2nd support ult with the Shatter, which is big because Yakpung is dead, can't block it. And Dallas Fuel, it almost feels like they're following a recipe to point C here. I mean, step by step, easily just trading ultimates into their favor. They just need to win one more fight here, and they're about to have another EMP. AKM's ready.
Yeah, been building these up so rapidly. They've got both support ultimates and grab on search for good measure. Sound Barrier will start things off, and Yakpung has already hit the floor dead. I'm37 gone. Ivy, etc. Everyone around him falling. The cart will glide through with relative ease. Dallas Fuel making it look easy here on King's Row.
AKM, several good EMPs. Always the follow-up to the EMP. The Shatter when Yakpung is killed. The Trance is good, but not good enough. But with the ult lead that the Fuel had, they just roll through. 3:17 on the clock.
Pretty darn good. Let's see what Toronto can get for themselves when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Taking the objective.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Toronto Defiant getting ready to go on their attack on King's Row. But Dallas Fuel looking pretty darn good on theirs. 3:17 the time to beat. And no, going over to the Zarya, looking really good.
He looked really good. And, there are trade-offs to this, absolutely. Against a team like, say they face Vancouver with this setup, you're going to be facing Summon Sue in the Zarya v Zarya matchup, and instead you'd rather tackle that with AKM, your experienced and veteran Zarya. But in a situation like this where AKM is crushing Defiant so hard with the Sombra, and he's building hacks, you and I were joking earlier, like it was original Sombra hack build time, or sorry, EMP build time, and Note just gets this kind of free pass. He's playing the Zarya well, extremely well. And, you know, it doesn't end up being a weakness for the Fuel. And you don't feel that, you know, lack of RCK in a series like this where you're just so dominant. We'll see what happens in the future, but so far so good for Note, showing some serious flexibility here, and Dallas Fuel need that during this kind of growing pains phase of swapping things around. Effect is gone, no more RCK, but he's making this trade worth it for the Fuel. For the Defiance attack, looks like they want to change it up here, but they're just teasing us.
Never mind.
Never mind.
I'm 37 still going to be sticking through with the Zarya. So it seems like this is going to be their longer-term plan, or at least just for this match to experiment with it. Expect maybe this is something that's been working better for them in scrims, but hard to say. Either way, Immortality Field going to be used. Note nearly knocked out of the mech. Gets right back into the zone just before it gets taken down. The mech will survive. And as they pick off Yakpung, that means the Dallas Fuel will have the first volley go their way.
I really like using Batiste on A on King's Row because you're fighting in this choke always where you're going to get so much value out of the right clicks and the Immortality Field when the attack comes through, the speed boost comes through. He builds already an Immortality Field, and he's going to step back so they get value out of him and also the Fire Strike once he's ready to use it.
Well, so far just going to be giving up a single tick here onto point A. The Fire Strike going through, but OG not going to be able to find too much. Zachareee himself looking for a target, but throughout the Defiant, they played a little bit patiently. They pull away, waiting for that Amp Matrix to disappear. The Immortality Field now going to be coming down. AKM grabs online. Field will get killed off. AKM's just waiting for an opportunity. Go ahead and toss in the ult. Second tick going to be given up. Grab comes out from I'm37. Catches them off the point. Nope, going to be lone contesting it in the back. AKM going to get picked off before he can use the grab. Sound Barrier comes out from 8 to try to keep them alive and in this fight. Another Amp Matrix now from Zachareee as they try to find some success. Note gets taken out of the mech, but has the self-destruct to go ahead and get himself back in. That's going to buy enough time you would expect for AKM to rejoin with that grab still online.
They need more kills. Defiant need more kills, and I don't think they're going to get them.
Looking for a bit more. Transcendence now going to be coming out of Unco. Closer has been busy shepherding AKM back into the fight, making sure that he gets that speed boost so he can join back in.
The fight has to be now for the Defiant. Has to be now.
Grab comes in, locks them up. That's going to be the bomb up over the top from Envy. He looks to create some space. Immortality Field going to be taken down. The Shatter coming out. Not going to be able to find too much with his own. Sound barriers through from the Dallas Fuel. They will be able to stay alive. They surrender 89% on the point, but Toronto cannot get it.
Really good sound barrier, keeping AKM alive, keeping that damage in. But here's the grab.
Yep, right here onto the front corner. Does catch them. Nope, not going to be able to take that one away, but Unco snipes out Yakpung. Amp Matrix zone down, and again, it's just Toronto Defiant trying to work their way back over towards the spawn, but I'm37 will get staggered.
Every Amp Matrix we've seen from Zachareee has been really well placed. They've been able to fight back onto the Immortality Field, and in those moments when you're down a member, which is exactly when Zachareee uses it, you can't try to flip a 5v6 fight. You just can't do it. You're up against too much damage from the Fire Strike, from the Zenyatta, and even from the Batiste himself. Now AKM's almost got a grab.
Yep, nearly another one. Toronto Defiant just going to be holding on to this rally for the moment. Pop that one instantly and being nearly taken down. Desperately would love some of that armor to come through for him. Grab going to be thrown down range. Manages to catch them. I'm37 already gone. Pop up there comes through. The bomb manages to find Ivy. And it's another chase forward as they will be able to clean up Yakpung.
Good
minute remaining. Toronto Defiant, they have to do something.
I don't even think they necessarily needed that bomb, but even still, they set it up perfectly. OG hits the charge. He's playing a great night of Overwatch here on both the Winston and the Reinhardt. Where we saw on Paris, he was able to build his Primal extremely quickly. Now he's setting up these bombs. He's got the Shatter, another Amplification Matrix. Toronto can't even break through this choke right now. Look at how passively they have to play. And this is without the Immortality Field even being used. You can see the bottom right. He hasn't used it yet.
Yeah, getting tagged up a bit. Will be kept alive, kept safe. Another sound barrier nearly going to be there from closer. They have perfectly matched ults for the supports on either side. Mortality Field will be used. Unco going to be using the Transcendence. Neko now going to be matching. Grab nearly up for I'm37. Maybe this could be a turning point for the Toronto Defiant to try to finally get across the finish line here at point A.
No out of position. Here we go.
Unco going to be taken down, pushing forward. High energy here is I'm37, but the bubbles come down. The sound barriers there, and AKM does manage to stay alive, but OG and Zachareee both going to be eliminated. Grab comes through. Notes there. Manages to find one. They get rid of Envy. The bomb's up over the top. Yakpung booped over to the side with a explosion will not be able to find the enemy Reinhardt. They're still playing by themselves, so the OT starting to tick away. Dallas Fuel might still be in the running to close this out with a full hold. AKM, dangerously high energy still. Zachareee rejoins over here on the wrecking ball. Aid gonna be taken down. Closer finds the kill. Yakpo getting juggled around. He can't make it over onto the point, and Dallas Fuel will be able to hold out. They will be able to take this with a 3-0.
A cheeky smile for Note on your screens. You can see it. He knows he was one of the key members in that defense. He played the Zarya. He plays the D.Va. He survives, gets the remake off, and there's just no way the Defiant could break through. They win this series. Very convincing 3-0. You know, a lot of people favored the Fuel given their preparation advantage they had, but this is just raw skill we're seeing right now. The Defiant are getting outplayed.
Yep, climbing up the standings, Toronto Defiant looking for one map win. We'll see if they can get it when we come back for Escort.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. One final map in this series to be played, but Dallas Fuel take away a victory 3-0 here at the start. It was looking pretty close, tight-knit in the first two. Come the King's Row, they get the full hold. They look utterly dominant over Toronto.
Yeah, and that's the series for them. Note dominant here in this series. You know, the big question was who wins the trade between Boston and the Fuel, and that's still unclear. But as we head into Rialto, the Fuel have already won this series. They've showcased that they can play Sombra and play well around Sombra, despite the fact that they no longer have the D.Va player subbing in. That may become a problem later, but for right now, they look clean. There's so much time to kind of figure out how they want to do this in the future. But, you know, this looks like a good look for Note. This looks like a good look for the Fuel. And it's not, you know, people would have been happy with a win here, but this is not a win. This is a stomp. This is a crushing victory. And this will be great for the Fuel's map differential if they can lock out the 4-0 on one of the top placing teams currently in our standings in the 6-4 Defiant.
Well, no swaps to be made. As you can see, 8 still going to be playing. Dallas Fuel on the attack first. Scouting out a bit. Just be changing things back up. 3-3 going to be coming through. AKM on the Zarya.
Yep, so mirrors here outside of the Ana. It's going to be all about the bio grenades and how well Note can shut those down as to how much value Neko's going to get, especially on this early point around the courtyard and the first choke leading up to the bridge. So far, so good here for the Defiant, as the Fuel are going to be forced to rotate around to the high ground. You can see Aid is looking for the knockoff.
Yep. It's waiting for them to step out here onto the balcony. Does so. Not really going to get this placement. OG with the fire strike actually is going to be taking down Neko. Slow run back for the Ana. So the rest of Toronto Defiant going to be suffering losses like they are. And that means that point A basically just going to be going the way of Dallas Fuel.
Aid couldn't get the cutoff there. We didn't really see a perfect shot of him, but you guys probably could have seen his silhouette. We've seen so many Lucios up there on the high ground trying to utilize this. And we still, one of the other questions we've left unanswered, a lot of questions for Defiant today, but why is Aid in over Roki? You know, it didn't seem to us it was a performance-based decision. No Moira, just the Lucio. Still unanswered.
Yeah, just the Lucio's to be coming through. Shatter going to be coming out from OG, locks up several members, and they will just glide into A for free. I'm 37 did have that grab, but after the Shatter comes out from the fuel, no opportunity to use it to try to hold on that side of the bridge.
Note still wants the kill onto Neko. He's not going to find him, unfortunately. That, you know, that's the sleep that feels bad, you know, when you're like, he didn't get value out of it. He did. He survived through that. He actually didn't get staggered from that sleep, or because of that sleep. He saved himself with it. But the cart rolls forward. The high ground is controlled. This is the fight the Defiant need to take to assert their dominance up here on this stairwell, and that's what they're going to look to do. Make sure, though they have to not get that grab absorbed in this choke point. So easy for Note to eat them in these situations.
Well, they're pushing forward to play the corner here, so the cart can't advance any further. Good Bionade catches 3. Not going to lead to any kills yet. Yakpunk still trying to keep that shield raised as OG tries to build up for another Earth Shatter.
Really is a tug of war here, but AKM's going to pull the rope.
You heard the D-Matrix go off. Throws in the grab. Catches several members. Sound barriers do come through. Shatter out from Yakpunk. Not going to lock up too many people. The cart will continue to inch forward as Yakpunk just tries to stay alive. Shatter out from OG. Finds several, though. And that should be some kills coming in, especially as AKM is still sitting at 100 energy, just melting everyone in front of him.
It's been a good match for OG. He identifies in this moment with Yakpung being low, having to retreat to the right side. That the rest of the Defiant are on the left side. There's no barrier to block his Shatter. He commits. Watch this again. OG sees Yakpung. He targets him, sees him to the right. He's like, oh, no way to block this? Well, don't mind if I just shatter the rest of your team. Gets the triple. And it's an easy, ult-efficient fight.
As well as your hopes and dreams. We go straight back into the action here. AKM, another grab ready to roll. Throws it straight at Yakpung's feet. He will be taken down closer. Just going to be scooping up 2 kills here for himself. As we look at basically another team wipe. Neko has already dipped way the heck out of there.
I mean, everybody's read the, you know, the ABCs of ult economy. Everybody knows that when there's no support ults on the other side you can grab, you're going to get it for free. Everybody knows when there's no shield, you should shatter. And Dallas Fuel is just walking forward. It's like taking candy from a baby right now because Yakpung's almost dead. You get the free shatter. The support ults are used. You walk up with a grab. I mean, how can you mess this up? The Fuel are just rolling forward. The Defiant have fallen apart. There's no Roki on the roster, one of their, you know, main callers.
Oh, looking for the sneaky shatter.
Oh, boy.
Okay, well, the shield does come up from Yakpung, but I'm 37 still. It's pinned to the wall. Taken down. He definitely did not see that one coming. Good block, though, does keep the rest of the team safe. But now Bomb in from Note, looking for a pick. Yakpung has to keep the shield up, which means he gets beaten and battered by the rest of the Dallas Fuel as they continue to glide in. 3:50 remaining on the clock. Going to be stopped 1.7 meters away, and that will just be it.
That's no Vancouver Titans record time, but it is a great one. Nearly 4 minutes on the clock. And, you know, this is a Defiant that's put Aid in over Roki for 2 maps. They put I'm 37 on the Zarya, Ivy is on the Brigida. You could make an argument for, with the big question marks we had for Fuel, how well have they prepared, what are they even going to be running, that this would maybe be the series to experiment a little bit. But the experiment has thus far been a failure. This has not worked, this has not been successful. And Yakpung, he's been criticized a lot these last 2 weeks, and even some of Stage 1 for overextending, getting caught, getting too low. OG is abusing him every time with the follow-up shatters when he steps out of position. And that just leads into AKM being able to use grab when the supports are desperately trying to save the squad when the shatter comes through. And, you know, Defiant we know to be, in terms of their standings, they're a 6-4 team. They had a much better record, 5-2 from Stage 1. It's not that they've gotten worse, per se, but I feel like everyone else has adapted, everyone else has evolved. And in a series like this, where they're doing something a little bit different against a team that looks elite trained, they're so prepared. They've got Note in this roster. He's gelling with them. It's a tough time, and you know you've got to feel for the Defiant players here after losing such a crushing series as this one. It's going to be hard to recover. It's hard to recover from a near 4-minute time bank there.
Yeah, 3:49. Huge. Zachareee, though, making up his mind. Just now going to be swapping over onto Nitzis. Is getting taxied back over towards the cart here by Closer.
Very different structure than King's Row, but he found so much success with it in the choke there. Maybe he can fight around this choke just around the corner the same way. There's a lot of ways to get value out of the Amp Matrix too in this open position where you can step far back and then do that damage.
Something worth mentioning about that attack from the Dallas Fuel. Between the entire team, 99 limbs. Toronto Defiant, 0.
Yeah.
They killed no one.
That is a pretty crazy stat.
So, absolutely brutal. And now looking to have an equally brutal defense as they have played to bring around the Rosie a bit. You can see right there, second fastest attack time on Rialto in league history.
Yep.
So looking really good. Immortality Field going to be thrown down. OG falling lower and lower, which is his way back. He gets that Orb of Harmony out as well as these right clicks from Zachareee. Nades will top him back up, and AKM manages to find a kill onto Envy. So solid start. Big heal deny coming through from Neko, but they need the kills to back him up.
They need to
can't find him in
capitalize,
time.
and they can't.
Yep, now I'm 37 going to get taken down. Sleep is there. On to Nope, but he is going to be safe, and Yakpung is all on his lonesome.
It's a tough loss, you know, of these fights where you're giving over more charge to AKM. Now Zachareee can once again go back on the up on the high ground, can operate around this amplification matrix for himself and the rest of his squad. I mean, for the Defiant, you can't really press forward unless Yakpung is on the same page as everybody else, but even still, they're at high risk. There's the matrix, they know it. And look at how fast you get bled down.
Just thrown down instantly, 3 members gone. And, I mean, there's still time in the bank, but already this is feeling like a bit of a full hold. They have an EMP coming up. Maybe that's going to be enough for Toronto to finally break this defensive line.
It's Death Valley here for the Defiant when you're walking down this area where you can't really escape that line of sight. And Batiste just is going to break through your shields. He's going to help burn down these tanks. Envy doesn't have the EMP yet. That's what they need.
Grav comes out. Envy trying to still build up for that EMP. He's going to get close. I'll go taken down by Envy in the back line. Bomb out from Nope. Not going to be able to find anything. Answering Shatter comes through. I'm 37 going to get taken onto the ground there on the bridge, but Yakpung swinging away does manage to find OG, and now Nope is going to be eliminated as well. So Toronto Defiant do manage to break through, and they don't even have to use that EMP. So actually things really turning into their favor in that fight.
The bio grenade from Neko there, even though he died after using it, really kept everybody healed up, and then Yakpung was able to swing to get those kills. Now they have the EMP that can fight on the bridge with it. The Fuel have support ultimates to contest this EMP. They might be able to win the map off of this fight, but will they take the risk? With the time bank they have, I think yes. And they're looking for it. They're actually going to contest this bridge right now and this choke.
Yeah, as long as the EMP can find a good connection. It could just be it. AKM going to get hacked. He's trying to trade some damage back. Does force the translocator, but OG going to be taken down as the Immortality Field gets destroyed. That will be the cleanup. That will be A. So good bump up on the time bank here for Toronto Defiant. They didn't have to really use anything other than a nano.
Yeah, and massive respect to the Fuel at the same time. They did kind of a feign contest where they came in, made it look like they were going to commit ults there. They were trying to bait out ults of the Defiant. They didn't commit anything. They don't really lose anything from this. But on the other side, as you say, the Defiant not really using anything either. So both teams really one step ahead of the plays of their opponents in this case. There's where it gets harder, though. You can't not fight this one.
Well, everybody's going to be grouped up, but as I'm 37, crumbles under the pressure, Envy. Likely just going to be holding on to that EMP for a bit longer. Rally's still going to be coming out from Ivy. They have OG isolated down below, and they actually kill him off. Now, Nope going to get knocked into the canal as well, so things start looking continually better for the Toronto Defiant as they continue to advance here.
Yeah, this is a good look. And again, ultimate saved. We're going to see the kill onto Zachareee, the stagger there, and the cart's rolling around the corner. They can use now EMP Grav to take control of this high ground. Unko has the trance, but what you're going to do is you're either going to EMP first, then Grav after the trance is used, or vice versa. Usually the EMP will lead, because it's the easier to build of the two ultimates in case things go wrong.
Gonna be looking like a 6v5 as far as the ultimates are concerned. Zachareee just trying to build up for that next rally. Grab comes through. Neko already gonna get taken down. Sound barriers out from 8. Trying to keep the rest of it. The Toronto Defiant in the fight here. Very aggro push forward coming in from the Dallas Fuel. The Shatter gonna be blocked. OG, that's a one ride straight into his shield.
There's a coordination problem with that last attack. Not everyone was on the same page. And we see the opposite of what I described. You know, you can use Grav into EMP after, and sometimes it leads to a better EMP because everyone's pumped up in the same place. But there was just too much hesitation there, and I'm 37. He loses his ult. That's going to take way longer than an EMP to build.
Oh, really nice snipes coming out from Neko. Does pick off Unko. Alleviates a bit of pressure and allows them to walk up. Don't have to worry about those Discord orbs coming through. So they can get the cart rolling again. Down to a minute and 25 as they get ready to round the final corner. OG is going to be taken down. Good push forward coming through. Sound barrier a bit too late from closer to try to keep him alive. We'll be able to rejoin fairly quickly here. And that 37 will be eliminated by Note as they keep this defense strong. Yakpung still at half. AKM will get taken down. Yakpung just pushing forward, swinging away alongside Ivy. Shatter going to be coming down. Solo in onto the Brig. They knock him out. Closer finds a kill onto 8. So stabilizing now is the Dallas Fuel on this defense, and Yakpung cannot make it out.
That was a really good call by OG to get the Shatter. The Defiant nearly having that fight win. The nano boost onto Ivy makes him nigh unkillable. You've got massive healing that way, but once he gets stunned, it all changes. No, we'll get the remech here, and that was one of the other concerns about the fight. So for the Fuel, they're going to play forward here. They know there's no grav. EMP is the only thing they have to worry about right now. They've got the trance, and they should be able to hold this high ground if they can hit that transcendence. Ambi needs to find a good angle. If he can hit Unko, then this is a whole different situation.
Well, he does! That's going to be all 6 members caught up by the EMP. Envy setting it up. Knocks him down. Nope, going to be the last one, but he just goes ahead, jumps straight into the water. The cart will roll through. They bump up the time bank just a little bit more. A minute and a half, so already more than a 2-minute disadvantage for Toronto Defiant as they get ready to roll.
Now, a case for Unko's defense. He wants to hold this Transcendence to contest the end. He's okay with him taking B. They already have the better time bank, even if Defiant finish, but he has now the tool to win the map. He may not have even been trying to avoid that EMP.
Either way, still set up in a good position. The grab going to be coming through. Just a few members, the pin going out. That's going to be them taken away out of the fight. Unko, with the Transcendence, does survive up a little bit longer, but he's trying to 1v1 Yakpung. He actually might be able to do it, but now Aid goes into the back to try to keep him safe. Unko still has not been finished off. Now it's going to be the grab bomb combo coming in from the Dallas Drill, and Note will find 4. They were way too busy trying to take down Unko. He survives all of it, and Note just dunks on him.
I mean, we saw the crazy Dogman transfer yesterday, but this was actually correct. He comes in, he lives. So much attention is drawn away. Note comes over with the bomb. There's a nice setup with the grab. Everyone's out of position. And Unko ends up turning this around off of a failed charge.
He's just dancing all around him in the back. Note's going to get melted out of the mech here. It would seem sound barrier used by Aid as he try to push back forward. Fire strike to OG. Does manage to take him down. Zachareee as well will fall. Note just pushes forward. Says, take me, please. I need to get the heck back in the respawn room. Unko again is in the back, but this time it's not going to go nearly as well for him.
Nope.
The kills will be there, but it's 10 seconds for the Toronto Defiant to try to roll through.
Yeah, very much a sloppy fight for the Fuel, but they wanted to fight off the point. They wanted to just respawn here and contest. Overtime is going to be triggered here. And now it's all about the support ults that they have. Aid doesn't have his, so they can outlast in this fight. If they don't get shattered, they block Yakpung here.
Still holding on to this one. OG pushing forward. The shield comes up as the hammer comes down. He's not going to be able to get anything realistically off the back of that one. AKM going to be the only one hit to the ground, but he stands back up, safe from the sound barrier. And we're going to be taken out of the mech. Yakpung melted down. Grab comes through onto the cart. Dallas Fuel looking to end things right here. They don't want more OT rounds, and they're not going to have them. Bomb for celebration. Dallas Fuel will take it with a 4-0.
Great for their map differential here against, a pretty tough opponent in the Defiant. It wasn't the normal Defiant we saw today. There were some changes. There were some hero swaps. I'm 37 and Ivy swapping around Aid in over Roki. But with Note's debut, the roster looks cohesive. They look like they have played with him since the beginning of the season, which we know is not true. But clearly, they've spent the time they have between stages to prepare for this one, get Note gelling with the team. He played Zarya, he played the Diva, and overall, OG had a great day of Overwatch. He wins the Rhine v Rhines in almost every regard, finds those shatters. AKM's ready there with the follow-up EMPs, the follow-up grabs. What a great day for Fuel. Just really clean play overall. I don't think we really have anything bad to say about it. There's not much you could criticize. That was a clean 4-0.
I think everybody basically on this team looking really good, looking in the running for player of the match. We'll find out about that in just a bit, but first we have Mika standing by on the floor with the newest addition of the Dallas Fuel. It's Note.
Thanks, guys. Yep, I'm down here with Note, and may I say, what a phenomenal Diva Bomb to end that game with. It was incredible. So this is your debut, as everybody's been saying, and you took it home with a win. So how is that for the confidence for the rest of the stage for you?
Oh man, it feels amazing. I think everyone is a little bit worried when trade's happening. Everything changes. You are thrown into an entirely new team, and you have to do your best to adapt. And I think I've done well in adapting to fit this team, and I'm really happy with it.
Absolutely, congratulations. And Dallas Fuel was one of the teams that had a pretty long time to prep before stage 2. So would you say, even though you are new to the team, that prep time really helped this amazing win today?
Absolutely. I like to have a lot of time to prepare for things, and I think that extra little bit of time, having the bye week first week, really helped us as a team, and we really just meshed together well.
Well, congratulations, and I know that I am and all your fans are looking forward to seeing more of you and more of those amazing Diva Bombs. So that's all we have down here for now. Back up to you, Wolf and Achilles.
Thank you very much, Mika. Good to hear from Note. Good to see things are meshing really well for him on the Dallas Fuel. So overall, seems like one of the best trains that we've had in quite some time. Boston, they suffered that most recent loss, but otherwise looking really good with RCK as well.
Yeah, I mean, this trade clearly benefits both teams. And I said earlier, it's still unclear who wins, and maybe it never becomes clear. Maybe both of these teams just look really good with this exchange. And Note, playing the Zarya today looked good. And overall, I don't feel like there's any nerves or any, growing pains with Note on this roster at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. But was the performance good enough to get player of the match? We're going to find out. So go ahead and take a look at that. Presented by Omen by HP. And while it was still a really good performance from Note and everybody else on the Fuel, AKM, he comes up trumps.
He stole the show because he wins the Zarya matchup against initially Ivy, but then for the majority of the series against I'm37, has better bubble management. But when we head into the later stages, he gets this Widow pop-off after being rezzed by Closer. And then it's the Sombra performance, I think, that's the most impressive of all 4 maps, as he's able to build non-stop EMPs quickly, never under pressure, never caught out. And whether it's the